After Melissa brutalized the trees and left them with no limbs nor leaves, we are now experiencing a major fire in Cave, Westmoreland.
Well, at this point, we're going to need somebody for broke 2 crockery, broke 2 dry coconut, spin the roll and see if we can get rid of some of these crosses and this destruction of the pan Jamaica. Because right now, we are shaping up to be salted than Peter. That's why if we did turn back and turn a pillar of salt, and I have nothing power way. Well, first there was Melissa. No, first, second, and third was Melissa. And then coming fourth like a Lazarus, you know, is the reggae boys. The whole country have them fingers crossed, them behind tight, and I hope it's some glimmer of hope coming from Huno. When you go play like you have ethnic fatigue or not just come out of hibernation. Meanwhile, Sinting was suspicious and most in a sub make a mess. So the coach it had him do him in a pack long time. Him sending him resignation before the match done play. What a salinity, what a travesty. And put pan top a hall of that and of make a worse situation was Sarah. And if he rub salt in a wound, Miss Universe drop off at this stage. Her very appearance was perfection. The girl moved with such elegance and grace and then couldn't know. Boy, I don't know, man. You know. 2025 I plead the blood of Jesus.
Why people them say Jamaica go through a piece of phase? Cause see, Jamaica World Cup team they not get to qualify for World Cup. Them have to wait for the playoffs. Miss World, Miss Jamaica drop off a stage of Miss World. And of course we don't know the devastation when Melissa bring. You see me people? Yeah, and now there's news that there's fire breaking out in Westmoreland. There's no news of what started the fire, how this fire come about. Persons just starts the fire blaze down all of them dry tree that where Melissa left. Remember, Melissa stripped the tree them of any form of hydration basically. Like it does suck the whole of the water out or the moisture out of the tree them. So them left dry and look dehydrated basically. But once we get more updates on this, we'll definitely forward back here and give y'all the necessary details. But yeah, if it's a case where wildfire go break out now, that will cause some serious damage. We saw what that did in LA, and a lot of people are compare LA to Jamaica in regards to smart cities and the conspiracy behind it. Wildfires now, that literally will take it to a different level now, people. Yeah, but we are with all any necessary details, any updates in regards to that. How far back I say I'm not know. Anyhow, we are going to move on to some better news now. This is coming from the Prime Minister himself, Honorable Andrew Holness, and he has announced that he had already started making preparation in terms of housing for the persons that lost their homes. So he's now looking to get some prefab house in the container house that come customized, which gives you bedroom, living room, kitchen, bathroom, and all of that. And they are trying to get 150,000 houses. They will be partnering with the NHT. Some houses will be giveaway and some will be sold. But let me let you hear what Andrew Holness has to say about this.
Rapidly. But remember when I spoke of the supply chain that JDF has established? We're going to use this supply chain to bring the materials in and to distribute them to those who are in need. So it's a repurposing of the supply chain, as I had said, to now go and do this level of rebuilding and supporting the relief. We have examined pre-built, containerized modular solutions, and we have settled in our minds that this is appropriate for the Jamaican situation that we now have. There are different types, different versions, and so I've met with the NHD, and the NHD has provided us with a solution that they are presently working on. At a later stage, we'll go into more details. But the plan is for, in the initial phase, for the NHD to purchase 5,000 container homes. And those will be, some of them will be for sale. So with a program with the NHD, you will be able to purchase. Some of them will be used to build housing schemes, which you can purchase. And a portion of them will be made available through social housing. The government itself will also be purchasing some of these containerized housing solutions, which will be made available through the social housing modality. So effectively, we have to do a rapid deployment of housing solutions. And the easiest way to do this is to use the containerized solutions. They do take some time to arrive in Jamaica. There's just certainly not the quantity to make an impact. So we have met and discussed it. We have taken the policy decision that these can be used. And so the process of acquiring them through the procurement process, they have been given the approval to move ahead with that. So that should start in short order. We are not going to get them here for Christmas. I just have to be frank with everybody. But we should start to see some coming in by late January. And those that come in initially, we are going to be looking at the worst cases assessed to make them available. For Christmas and for the initial stages, we're going to have to try to do the shelter repair kits, the heavy-duty tarpaulins, and those kinds of solutions, in addition to the rebuilding, the actual putting on roofs and so forth, as much of that as we can in the coming weeks leading up to Christmas. But the containerized solution does take some time. The shipping is between 30 to 90 days, just that alone. Then there is some procurement and other administrative and bureaucratic things that might take up the time. So we're really trying to cut it as quickly as possible, as short as possible. But even with the best efforts, we therefore need a dedicated reconstruction apparatus. The government will therefore establish the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, NARA, a statutory body with special powers to lead, coordinate, fast-track, and oversee national reconstruction, reporting directly to the Office of the Prime Minister. The NARA will focus on building back better, safer homes, climate-resilient infrastructure, better land use planning, relocation from high-risk zones, and taking the opportunity to introduce new industries and new businesses to areas that previously had no economic base. There is national and international precedence for this approach. It has been used in large-scale disasters, for example, in New Orleans in 2005 after Hurricane Katrina, in Canterbury, New Zealand after the Christchurch earthquake, in 2011, and also in Japan in 2011 after the earthquake and tsunami. In Jamaica too, Prime Minister Pattison established the Office of National Reconstruction after Hurricane Ivan. The ONR, as it was called, was set up as a special unit to coordinate relief and reconstruction. It was not established by an act of Parliament. The NARA will be much larger in scope, obviously, and scale, and established under special purpose legislation. Given the extraordinary powers that will be sought to expedite reconstruction, the NARA will be set up with a sunset date of 5 years, renewable by Parliament. So we're not seeking to have this established forever. It is a time-bound exercise, and it has to be time-bound so that we can actually meet the recovery and reconstruction date. If you leave it unbounded, people will believe that they have forever to achieve the targets.
So a lot of people have split opinion on this matter in terms of the prefab houses, because you have some during the hurricane got affected in those prefab houses in which it destroyed it, while you have some remain untouched. We saw a couple of those houses being donated. We saw Buju donating as well, donating one of those houses. And most would think, in terms of housing and the amount of person that lost their house, prefab would be a quick solution to the problem. And the people them need house quick. Because that's one of the area where me personally feel like them a move too slow. Yes, the people them a get food, you know, but a lot of people have to sleep outside, sun burn them, rain come wet them, moonshine. Them literally have to looking at the sky at night time or a catch somewhere. I saw a video where an elder have to sleep in our old car, we put on all long and all of them things. So I think this would have helped. And in the event, I feel like it would have last long enough. So in the event persons want to build back their houses, then them can look for better structure or try to build up a better structure. And the prefab house will give them a long enough duration of time for them get back them life band shock. You see me? And I feel like this will help because, as I said before, some house remains intact, no spillage, no breakaways in terms of the walls that they contain and all of them. Something that while you have one or two get demolished. So yeah, me feel like it's a good idea, but one thing though. Leave in the thoughts man, listen to the comment.